So it's Monday morning and I've got an auction to go to. Well, the auction's tomorrow, but viewing's today because there's something in that auction that I'm going to buy no matter what. Hello people, and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to an auction to have a look at some things that are going to be in auction tomorrow on Tuesday. So I'm going to be taking you around and showing you what's in there, and then taking you to the auction tomorrow to see if I can purchase these. This could be potentially the biggest amount of money I'm going to spend ever that I've done in any of my reselling life. So let's go to Brettles in Newport to show you what I'm actually going to go and have a look at. So then guys, I'm going to do a little bit of a voiceover on this bit just to tell you a bit more about the comics and what I'm doing. Me as a comic person, I don't know nothing about comics, the value, the issues, you know, who's in what issues. I am not one of them people, but I've always been interested in comics, in the design of them, you know, the artwork, because I used to do that at school. I actually got A-levels in art and design. I actually did want to do this for a living once. I did want to do this for like Warner Brothers or some sort of comic strip, but then when it came to going to college and seeing other people who they could draw better than me, I thought I wasn't really good enough to do this sort of thing. But this lot, I've been wanting to get some comics. I had some ones recently, Judge ones, which are not very desirable. If we was going to get some comics, I was going to get something like these, especially because I'm interested in. And when I say, like, when you're getting things and you're buying things, a good thing to get is something that you're interested in, because you're going to spend more time researching it, you're going to spend more time taking better pictures, and also you might keep them yourself. So as you can see, there is a lot of comics here, all the sort of comics that we've grown up with, and more so now as all the films are about. The thing is, I have not got a clue what's a good one, what's a bad one. The quality, is this a good quality magazine? Is it a good quality comic? Is it an important one? Is it not an important one? I have not got a clue. The only way I can find out what a good one is and what is a bad one is Googling it and researching on eBay and watching YouTube channels. So I've been watching YouTube channels of people in America, because most of these magazines and comics are from America. They're not English ones, they're American ones. So maybe they might be worth a bit more in England, because to get these magazines now, well, you can't get them over here. You'd have to get to a comic shop, which you'd be paying a lot more money, or maybe you'd have to import them from America, which you're going to cost a lot more because you've got to do shipping. But the way I'm going to work out the lots is they're all separated into different categories, obviously X-Men, Batman, and so on. I'm going to count each lot and see how many magazines are actually in there, and then work them out roughly how much a magazine is worth. So if one lot goes for £100 and there's 100 magazines, I know I have to sell them for £1 to get my money back. And we all know some of these magazines can be worth 10, 15, hundreds. You know, if I was an expert, or I brought an expert with me, it'd probably be a lot quicker, but I'm not an expert. So I'll just have to guess and research when I get back home, which is what I did in the afternoon. So yeah, it's a long process, but potentially there could be some lovely little gems out here. Now I'm going to be taking photos. I'm taking photos of Batman, because obviously Batman is one of the biggest comic heroes around, and also I'm taking pictures of magazines that I think are older by the date on them, and also the cost. Obviously the older they are, the less money they cost. as some of these was worth like £1.10. Others were worth 9p. So yeah, it's just going through them all. It's a lot of work, but potentially it could be worth a lot of money. Wow. There was a lot of footage. I think I had about 30 minutes scrolling through the comics. Yeah, as you saw, I'm going to be going through a lot of comics tomorrow. I think there's 7 lots of different sorts of comics. There's a Avengers lot. There was a Green Lantern lot. Superman lot was massive. Over 100 comics in there. There was an X-Men one, which I'm really interested in because the Wolverine part, it looked very nice. And Batman and who else? Oh, Doctor Strange. But yeah, 7 lots. I haven't got a clue on how much they're worth. I've took a lot of pictures. I didn't take a picture of every single comic, but I took a picture of the ones that I'm really interested in. I will try and buy them all tomorrow if they come at the right price, but there's a couple of lots I'm really interested in. The Wolverine one, definitely, because there's a couple in there which, if all of them are there, they could be worth hundreds of pounds. So a couple of Superman ones, which I've researched already, and they're worth £200 to £300 each if they're graded at a high grade. It's going to be a very busy and maybe expensive day tomorrow, so I'll see you in the morning for auction day. Good morning. It is the day of the auction. I'm just around the corner from the auction room. I've just gone to get myself a bit of a Greggs. Going to tell you a little bit about it, what lots I've got, and then we're going to take you into the auction and see if I can get me doing the bidding. Some of these I'm going to bid for and want. There's 7 lots. First lot at 145 is Superman comics. I counted to 100 and I stopped counting because there was so many, but there's a couple in there that I did see which I definitely want. One is a Superman versus He-Man, and the other one is Black Adam, Shazam, and Superman. These two roughly are around about £50–60 being not graded. If they're graded and they come up a high grade, you're looking around £250, £300. Next lot is Flash and Green Lantern. Don't know much about Green Lantern. I'm not a comic person, so Green Lantern, you always see that it gets taken the mick out. You know, he's the one that no one wants to hang around with. But I looked at some of the price of the Green Lantern ones, and they do sell for at least £10 to £20. So they're worth going for. Obviously, some of the Flash ones are very nice as well. Some really old ones. I think there's one from the early 70s. So I worked out it's going to be around £240 for the price value of these. So if I can get them for £30–40, I'll be well happy. The next lot is probably the lot I'm not so bothered about, and it's Batman. Batman comics, when I was looking at them all, and I took pictures of every single Batman one, thinking it'd be worth a lot more, and they just don't sell for much. The whole lot, there's 60, I think, and you're looking around £120 value. So I'm not going to be spending much on these. I'm not going to go and bid big on these because I'm not bothered if I don't win, because they're probably ones that no one wants. There are some really nice ones. There's one with the Batman and the Joker, but when I looked through them, nothing was popping out to me. There's no real good artwork. But you know what? I was rushing so much trying to get through them all yesterday that I probably could have missed some. The next lot is Doctor Strange and Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four ones, some are okay, but some are really nice. I don't know the value because I didn't picture them all. There is a lot of Doctor Strange, and I do not know if Doctor Strange is valuable or not. Some of them are quite old, but some of them have got amazing artwork to them. So I valued them around £300. Most of the lots are worth around £300, except for the Batman. The Avengers, something that's I like a lot, you know, because obviously I've grown up with the Avengers. I've loved the films, not so much the new ones, but yeah, there's around 50 comics. So I valued these at £200 because there isn't as many comics. Next lot is one of the lots I'm gonna be bidding for, and it's a Hulk lot. All these magazines are from the Hulk series, and there is only 30, but the value in these is still around £300 because of the age. There is a lot of 1960s Hulks in this, so some of them could potentially be worth a lot. There is no 181. That is the one that everybody wants. I've been doing my research, you know, I don't know much about comics, but that is the one that everybody wants. Unfortunately, there's no 181, but there's ones very close to it. But the next lot will make up for it because it's a X-Men and Wolverine lot. And in that X-Men lot, the Wolverine part is amazing. We have got the first 4 issues of the Wolverine, and they could potentially get me £500 to £1,000 if graded, even more. So that is the one I'm going for the most because it's the one I'm really looking forward to. That is all the lots. I'm going to eat my Greggs now, and then you're going to join me in the auction to see if I can actually win any of these. Couldn't actually film in the auction because I was sat right at the front and there was nowhere to put my camera. I'm not going to film it because I'll probably end up missing the auction. But I had one person from Ireland bidding against me, and I got every single one except for one, which was the Green Lantern Flash, which I wasn't too bothered about because I don't know as much about Green Lantern. It doesn't appeal to me as much. But as you can see, they are all the comics. Some of them I paid up. As you can see, I paid around 85, well, about 100 for Superman. There's well over 100, probably about 150, so less than £1 a comic. The DC Batman, I wasn't too bothered, but that's less than £1 a comic. The Doctor Strange and the Fantastic Four, there's going to be some very nice ones in there. £85. There's about 60 comics in there, so you're looking about £10 a comic. You got the Vintage Avengers, really happy with that. That's easy £1 a comic, which they sell for about 5 to 10 to 15. The Hulk I knew would go for a lot, which I spent a lot on, but they're very, very old ones, 1960s ones. The Wolverine, which no one was going to beat me on because they got the first 4 issues, which if they are very good condition and are getting cleaned and pressed, you're looking anything 500 minimum just for the 4 comics. So I basically would have paid for the base, all the comics, if I can get them cleaned and pressed and get graded over 9. They could sell for even more. One has sold, the first issue sold for like over £1,000 if it's like a grade higher than 9.78. So all depends. And then I bought the little Harrods box. It was only 10 quid, but they sell for about 40 quid on eBay, and it's beautiful. Might keep it myself. Well, the most interesting part of the auction was at the end when I was getting all the comics together to put them in the car. A man came up to me and said, "Have you bought all them comics?" And I went, "Yeah, I have." And I says, "Well, I've got comics at home. I collected years ago. I bought them about 20, 30 years ago, and they've just been stored away. They're all in mint condition. Are you interested in buying them?" And I went, "Yeah, I am. How much do you want for them?" I says, "Well, here's my address and my phone number. You can come and have a look. You know, they might be no good to you, but you know, if you're interested in any of the comics, you can buy them or you can buy the lot. Totally up to you." So if I've got enough money, I might go and see him. I'm going to go and see him anyway, but I'm not just going to buy them just because they're comics, you know. He did say he bought them for about £40 20, 30 years ago. So then it wasn't worth as much. So yeah, I'll probably have to do another video just on that. It'd be quite interesting to see what he's got. Hopefully he's got a 181 Hulk, you know, that'd be amazing. He did say he got a lot of old Superman ones, which I've got in there, so I might already have them. No point buying the same ones unless they're worth something. I'm not going to buy them because they've been, I've got enough as it is, and it's going to take me ages to go through these. So we're going to go back now. I'm going to end this video now because I'm not going to show you what I've got. You'll have to join me again for the next video because it's going to take me at least a day to go through these. So hope you enjoyed this video. A shame I couldn't get no footage at the auction, but you know what I've got now. In the next video, I'm going to show you what I've actually got, what things I think are worth something, and the potential money I should be able to get back from this. Remember, I have just spent £730, you know, on magazines. That is a lot of money. Can I make that money back and more some? Well, you have to find out and watch the next video. Goodbye and see you again.